Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here back in the books, doing what I do for you. You know we doing my philosophy, my favorite. So this is gonna be fun. Why? This is why I'm comfortable at. So let's get the party started. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission. That's what I'm on. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? So let's get there together. And I ask the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical, and you will when I'm through. But if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard that. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. We on page number 12. Okay, we out the box. Ooh. Right thinkers, let's talk about where we at now. This is where Shetaut Netta practice and in ancient times, and from A to J of the cities practice wherein the major theologies were of the Netherrean religion was practiced. What they're saying is they showing you the map of Africa. Then they're gonna break down here. They show you up along the Nile Valley what groups and what cities they worship and what God they worship. That's some good information. Then I'm gonna take you over to break down the origins of ancient Egyptian, ancient concepts and origins, where they started from. Excuse me. Now, I just showed you above the land, the Egypt, the Nile Valley. The cities wherein the major theologies of Netherreanism developed, where A was Seance, that's up at the top. Temple, they was ran by, they worship Net. I just gave you a lesson on her. The female goddess that gave birth to Ra, the spool, the lady with the spool and the shield and the sword. The shield and the bow and arrow, fight off evil. That what she was represented at. That's up the top. Now B is called Anu, and you'll see right here. Let me get a better angle for it. You see, we're going from A all the way down here. We're going all the way from up the top of the Nile, all the way down to the bottom. Okay? A to J. I just gave you A. That's Sayas. That's the temple that represents worship Net. B is called Anu. We just got finished doing Anuian theology. We already know they got the Heliopolis temple and dedicated to Ra. Right? Get it? Now, Mennefer, or what the Hecaputta is Memphis temple, and they worship Ptah. We just get that the Memphite. Now, Saqqara, that's the first step pyramid built. Okay? And it was got the pyramid text, and that's number D. It's down here, right down past Atum and Mennefer. Okay? So, moving down, we're going to E. Akhet, or Atum. That was the city of Akhenaten, the temple of Atum. I gave him, he was the sage pharaoh who thought the sun was God, and they called it Atum. So that was his philosophy, that was his concept. And he had his own town named after him, but when he died, they took all that stuff down and went back to the other gods. They call him the heretic. He was supposed to be the first one in monotheism. Okay, not Moses, but that was his idea, one God. All right. It's always been one God. We just had emanations for God. Everybody's still talking that Egyptians had many gods nonsense, and it really, I gotta get past that. All right, it ain't personal. It is. Then you got what? Abdu, excuse me, Abdu. That's the temple of Asar. Okay, that's where the supposedly they found the body. Part of his body parts was there, the temple for him out there. But they said because the body parts were spread all over Egypt, he had body parts at temples all over Egypt, representing the leg, the arm, the head, different stuff like that. Okay, now we got Dendendra. The temple represents Het Haru, or y'all know as Hathor, the cow-headed god. Okay, but she had the temple, and on her wall was the zodiac. Okay. They broke it all down for you. 36 deep. It goes deep. So, and that's why we know that we've been here for a little while. Why? Because when the Sphinx was built, it was in the age of Leo. Age of Leo was 10,000 BCE. That's how we know. Moving on. I keep slowing that out. I feel like Neil deGrasse sometimes. With that little nod that I picked up. But then we go down to Waset. We know that it's Thebes, the temple. They worship Amun, Mut, and Khonsu. Okay, the Trinity, the family, I told you about them. Now we get down here to the end. Edfu, that was the temple of my boy, Haru. Okay, one of the last temple to be shut down. And then you got Philae, which is the temple that represents Aset, which was the last temple to be shut down by the Christians and the Muslims. Little heads up. Okay, they shut down the last temple of our ancient ancestors. Philae, temple of Aset. The cities wherein what? The theology of the Trinity, and everybody had one, of Asar, Aset, and Haru was developed, wherein in Anu, Abydos, Philae, Edfu, Dendendra, and Edfu, again, were all reserved for the who? The Aset, Asar, and Haru Trinity that they worship in that particular areas. And all up and down the Nile Valley, everybody had a philosophy that they practiced. That's what they just pointing out. I thought I would make that point to you. And he's doing good work just explaining the stuff. I'm trying to get through it to get to the good stuff. All right. Ordinarily, I call this, fluff, but nope, going through the book. Meticulously, page by page. So now let's get to this good lesson right here. The term Kemet, where did he get the name from? And the origins of the ancient Egyptians. We're going to study the name, the spelling, and where they come from. Ancient origins, let's start with that. The ancient Egyptians recorded what? That they were originally a colony of Ethiopians. Tidbit, the only people in Africa that was not conquered, colonized, was Ethiopians. Moving on. From the south, who came to the northeast part where Egypt is of Africa, and the term Ethiopian, Nubian, the Bow people, and the Cushite, they all relate to the same people. How about that? Did you know that? Who lived south of Egypt. In the modern times, the land which was once known as Nubia, land of gold, is currently known as the Sudan, and the land even further south and east towards what the coast of East Africa is all referred to as Ethiopia. You see the map over here? I don't have it, but it says the map above. But they show you that all that was pretty much, they all worked together, lived together in harmony for thousands of years because they practiced the Maya philosophy. Recent research has shown that the modern Nubians, watch this, word Kaja, K-I-J-I, it means fertile land, dark gray mud, silt, or black land. They said when the Nile flooded, and when it receded, it left a bunch of black soot that made everything grow real fast, like manure, built in. And since the sound of this word, mud, all they said, and since the sound of the word is close to what? the ancient Egyptian name Kish or Cush, which referred to what? The land south of Egypt, and it is believed that the name Cush also meant the land of the black, Silt, okay, or the black land, okay. Cush was the ancient Egyptian name for Nubia also. Nubia, the black land. All this meaning black. First, I'm trying to get the concept because they're going to have an issue about Egyptians being black. And this all is about, I know for a fact, when I studied Greek philosophy, they called the Egyptians burnt face, black, dark. Hello, moving on. And what's this? The Sudan of today, the land now of Sudan. But Sudan is the Arabic translation of what? Sud, S-U-D, which is the plural, what's this? Form of what? Aswad, which means black, and which means of the, so Sudan means what? Of the blacks. In the modern Nubian language, Nugud, N-U-G-U-D, means black. They knew who they was. Also, Nuga, N-U-G-E-R, N-U-G-U-R, and N-U-B-I all means black as well. All of these indicates what? That the words Kush, Nubia, Sudan all mean the same thing. The black land and or the land of the blacks, however you want the bird face, as we all see the difference between the term Kush and the term Kemet, named for Egypt, for ancient Egypt, is what? Is the ancient Egyptian language. Relate more to the same meaning but different geographical locations. Black people, different areas, still black people. Moving on. But now as we've seen the term Ethiopia, Nubia, Kush, and Sudan, they all refer to black land and the people are blacks. In the same manner, we find that the name of Egypt was used by what the ancient Egyptians also means black land or burnt face and or the land of the blacks. So, calm down, brother. The hieroglyphics below reveal the ancient Egyptian meaning of the word related to the name of their land. It is clear that the meaning of the word Kemet, spelled with a Q-A-M-I-T, is equivalent to the word Kush as far as they relate to what? Black land. Black land of the south, Kemet, is the black land. Black land of the north, both terms denote what? A primary quality that defines the African people. Black or blackness, referring to the land and the people of said land. Hindus, I ain't going to another lesson, but the quality of blackness and the consonantal sound of the K or the Q sound, again interchangeable, as well as the reference to the land are all aspects of what? Commonality between the ancient Kushites and the Commission terms. And I put that there because there's going to come a time where I did the other lesson I was giving with Ivan Van Sertima, Egypt Revisited. They was fighting to prove that the Egyptians were black. Another lesson. And they fought. Went to go to court and everything, man. It got crazy. And moving on. But now here's the hieroglyphic sound for the Kemet, the Khan. You see in the bottom here, you notice it's all what? Black. They colored in just to make sure that you know. Alright? And Kim means char. Okay? The sign for them was a piece of charcoal. That first thing is a lump of charcoal. Okay, let you know again, we're black. The hieroglyph text for the name Kemet. Okay. Q-U-A, no U between there, is just Q-A-M-I-T. Okay? That means ancient Egypt. Kemet, blackness, it means black. Kemet, literature of ancient Egypt and scriptures. Kemet, or variant of ancient Egyptian people of the black land. Everything is black. What up, dude? Hold on.
What's going on,
Hold
man?
on 1 second.